Now, to me personally, before I let starting to go in, I'll just tell you like this: if he's from Wisconsin and he plays O line, he knows what he's doing.
Right.
That's rule number one. Rule number two, or thing number two, I guess you could say, is I call him the O line bot. Now, when I looked at him, I couldn't really see anything that made me go like, he just did everything really well, very consistently. Like he's not gonna make too many mistakes in my eyes. I think that he's probably the safest choice out of all these guys in this ranking that we have. But yeah, the O line bot Joe Tipman. What you got for him?
Yeah, so Joe Tipman, now this guy, between him and Osiris Torrance, I feel like Osiris Torrance has a higher ceiling, but when you talk about refinement from an offensive lineman, like this dude is like he's refined. So, I think he's like one of the first guys that you look at and he has like really good athleticism and but he has incredible power
Excellent.
too. So he matches those together.
Yeah.
When he puts his hands on you, you got fierce, strong hands. That's one of the things, like in the scouting community, when you're watching film with these offensive linemen, how strong are his hands? Like, can he
Yeah.
get on you and can he
What
use
do they call
displacement
them?
to get you out of the
Vice
way?
grips.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
do they call vice grips? Yeah, vice grips.
he definitely has that. I think he's best utilized in his own scheme. I think his feet remain active. Like so when he's engaged with the defensive lineman, like his feet are still churning. So he's trying to move you
Yeah.
out of the way. And this is a guy that went to the University of Minnesota. So he's, accustomed to playing, like that gritty kind of run the ball kind of football. So that's one of the things that helps these Big Ten offensive linemen like Wisconsin, all these guys.
Oh, he started in Minnesota?
Yeah, yeah, this dude started.
Okay, I
So
didn't know that.
yeah,
Wait,
man.
wait, wait. Did number one? Okay, we'll get to it. I was saying, did number one take his job? But no, we'll get to it
Yeah, yeah,
because
for sure, for
that's
sure.
what I'm saying. Because yeah, okay. Well, anyways, y'all, we'll get
No,
there.
no, no. He's at. So I'm
Um,
just saying, like in the style of playing the Big Ten, like Joe Tippmann played in Minnesota. We're obviously, John Michael Smith. Well, he's
yeah,
at
that's what
Minnesota
I was
too. Yeah,
saying.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, I was saying I knew I was like I didn't know he went to Minnesota first. I did not know that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think when you look at Joe Tippmann, I think his flexibility is a huge upside. Height, weight, athleticism. He's 6'6", so he's a
He's a
guy
big
that
dude.
he's
He's
a
a
big
big
dude. Like he's a
dude.
towering interior offensive lineman. But again, with that size, this will makes him like okay, like I could really draft him in the second rounds because with his size, he has the functional strength and athleticism to really do
And
a
he's
solid job.
and I listened. I'm not gonna lie, I even listened to an interview he had. Like he seems like he's very business-like and gets it. Like I like this is my job. I move people. Let's do what we need to do to move people. And like he just like I think that like offensive linemen in the league, they're very business oriented about their job. Like I have to just keep you from getting to the quarterback, and I have to move you when we run the ball. And I think he was talking to. I think even he was talking about running the ball, and he was like, "We want to run it every play. We can run it every play. If you want to give me a break to pass it, then I'll pass it." And I was like, "O line bot." I was like, "O line bot," because he's just like, if Siri was an O lineman, there you have it. He's gonna do exactly what you tell him to do at a
Yes,
good rate.
and it is. Again, he's best utilized in a zone scheme. But I think one of the more underrated traits that it has is his awareness. I think he has a really high IQ, and so I think that's going to bode well for him. If you were to like, I know it sounds very homerish, but like when I think of him, I think of Mitch Morse for the Bills. Like when you get these
Uh,
guys to the second level, like not only are they going to be where they're supposed to be, but he's looking to finish somebody, and that's exactly at 6'6". I
that's
mean, yeah, it's
That's one thing
impressive.
I did notice, like a difference about some of these linemen, and you really don't notice it like in the game because some of them are like just like,
Right.
let me do my rep, let me get it done, and then some of these guys are like, I'm going to fucking hurt you, like this big massive body is going to end up on top of you, and like
Yeah.
all of it is going to slam on top of you, and so you better get outside them white lines, like you better run out of bounds. So
Right.
yeah, I like that about him too. I
Yeah.
like
And so,
all offensive linemen. The next guy we talk about is that for sure.
right.
But yeah, I like that about my
And
linemen.
sorry, I said Joe Tippmann is at Wisconsin. All these Big Ten teams, man, they just look alike.
No, I thought I mean,
Yeah.
but with the NIL and transfer portals, I was like, He could have
Yeah.
transferred, so I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't but he's that people that let you know how close they are in ranking because he's that good that he almost, you know what I'm saying, matches the number one guy. But